Hey folks, welcome back. Alright, can't be stinkier than what normally goes into them. Oh! I think he thinks that you need more meat on your bones. Why doesn't he share his food with me? There's nothing really I can say that... It's nice, it's the thought that counts. He means well?
Dirty mongrel can have this bag. There. And tell him not to do it again.
You heard the lady. I'm sorry, Kalash.
I don't want it, you worthless fur bag.
I have to side with her, buddy. That dog is too smart for his own good.
He is certainly manipulative, I can tell. I do it too.
Shale approve. How? Oh, that was from the last time. Well, yeah, let's keep talking around to people. Alistair, are you really still pissed at me?
What do you need now?
I need to ask you something.
If you really have to, go ahead.
Why did you keep your birthright a secret?
You never asked?
Don't answer then.
All right. If you want the full explanation, I'll give it to you. The thing is, I'm used to not telling anyone who didn't already know. It was always a secret. Even Duncan was the only Grey Warden who knew. And then after the battle, when I should have told you, I don't know, it seemed like it was too late by then. How do you just tell someone that?
I guess I can understand that.
I should have told you, anyway. It was important for you to know. I guess part of me likes you not knowing.
Why? What happens when people find out?
They treat me differently. I become the bastard prince to them instead of just Alistair.
Well, you are a pain in the ass, but...
But I hate that it shaped my entire life. I never wanted it. I certainly don't want to be king. The very idea of it terrifies me.
Doesn't sound stupid at all.
For all the good it does me, my blood seems certain to haunt me no matter what I do. I guess I should be thankful that Arl Eamon is far more likely to inherit the throne. If he's alright. I hope he's alright. For what it's worth, I'm sorry for not telling you sooner. It was a dumb thing to do.
Don't worry, Alistair. No harm
I
done.
guess it's kind of a relief that you know now. Let's go.
Great. 2 back from 24. I'm just gonna keep talking to people.
Yes.
I wanted to discuss something you mentioned.
Speak then. Then I suggest we move on.
I have a question.
I am hardly surprised.
Why did you come to Ferelden?
Answer a question.
What was the question?
The Arishok asked what is the Blight. By his curiosity, I am now here.
Why would the Canary care about the Blight?
Why do you?
Ferelden is my home. I'm a Grey Warden. It's my job.
Exactly. You don't ask, nor do I. The Arishok sends me and I go.
Don't you have to report back then?
Yes.
When are you going to do that?
Never. I cannot go home.
Why not? I'm sorry. Well, you can stay with us.
Thank you. Can we move on? We keep the Darkspawn waiting.
What were you doing in that cage?
Sitting, as you observed.
That's not what I meant.
It's what you asked.
You don't like me much, do you?
Warden, if I truly disliked you, I would leave. That I am still here, you may interpret however you choose.
Are you going to answer my question?
I did. Bashera, was there anything else?
We'll discuss something you mentioned. Alright,
Then I suggest we move on.
let's go.
As you wish.
Nice! Sten give me a 16 approval on that. Wow. Liliana,
Yes?
I'd like to talk.
Well, here I am.
What would someone like you be doing in Lothering's Chantry?
What is meant by someone like me?
They don't teach you how to fight in the cloister, do they?
There was always a cloistered sister. The chantry provides succor and safe harbor to all who seek it. I chose to stay and become a third.
What did you do before that?
I was a traveling minstrel in Orlais. Tales and songs were my life. I performed, and they rewarded me with applause and coin. And my skill in battle? Well, you pick up different skills when you travel, yes? Yes, of course. Let's move on.
Really didn't tell me too much there. Zevran, you're last on the list. I want to discuss something personal.
Oh, this should be good. What would you like to discuss?
Oh, never mind.
Here I am.
Can you care to answer some questions?
This should be good. Go ahead.
Tell me about Antiva. What is your opinion of the Dalish?
I know little enough of the Dalish other than the fact that my mother was one, or so I was told. She had fallen in love with an elven woodcutter and accompanied him back to the city, leaving her clan behind for good. And there, of course, the woodcutter died of some filthy disease, and my mother was forced into prostitution to pay off his debts. All is tale in the book.
Zevran, that's horrible.
Is it? It seemed normal enough a tale growing up. No different than the other elven boys in the whorehouse. I didn't know my mother either, of course. She died giving birth to me. My first victim, as it were.
Oh my
We
god.
were raised communally by the whores. It was a happy enough existence, ignoring the occasional beating. Until eventually I was sold to the crows. I brought a good price, so I hear.
I'm so sorry for you, Zevran.
That's very kind of you to say, but it is not necessary. It could have been much worse. Shall I tell you about what happened to the other whorehouse boys who did not fetch a decent price with the crows? Surely your life has not been so idyllic. People like you and I are not the product of happy lives of contentment, after all.
You can say that again.
My original point is that my mother's Dalish nature was always a point of fascination for me. Through all the years of my crow training, the one thing of my mother's that I possessed was a pair of gloves. They were of Danish make, I knew that much, and beautiful. I had to keep them hidden, of course, as we were not allowed such things. Eventually, they were discovered, and I never saw them again.
Has there been no joy in your life at all?
Oh, there has been plenty. To tell the truth, it is because I expected nothing more. Still, even I eventually thought that it would be better for me if I ran off to join the famous Dalish when one of their clans drew near Antiva city. Naturally, the reality did not live up at all to the fantasies I had constructed as a boy, staring at those gloves. But such is life. Come, enough talk of the Dalish. Let us move on.
Alright. Well, we did alright. I want to talk to you one more
What do
time.
you need now? If you really have to, go ahead.
I'm trying to build up the relation. So how did you become a Grey
What
Warden?
you did. You drink some blood, you choke on it, and pass out. You haven't forgotten already, have you?
I mean, before that.
Let's see. I was in the Chantry before. I trained for many years to become a Templar, in fact. That's where I learned most of my skills.
What skills might those be?
Well, it wasn't an easy life, you know. I don't know whether or not you've noticed, but I'm not exactly the Chantry type. The Grand Cleric didn't want to let me go. Duncan was forced to conscript me, actually, and was she ever furious when he did. I thought she was going to have us both arrested. I was lucky.
You think this is better than being a Templar? Why did the Grand Cleric want to keep
I
you?
wondered that myself. It's not as if she valued me highly. I think she just didn't want to give anything to the Grey Wardens, is all. The Chantry didn't lose much. And I think I can do more fighting the Blight anyhow, rather than sitting in a temple somewhere. I'll always be thankful to Duncan for recruiting me. If it hadn't been for him, you know, I would never... I wouldn't have.
I'm sorry. He was a good man.
He was. A good man who didn't deserve his fate. That much I'm sure of. Come on, let's go. I think I'm done talking.
Alright, folks. This looks like a good place to cut off the video. So as always, thank you very much for watching, and please tune in to the next episode. Thanks for watching, folks.